Hey everybody, it's Ron from Pick Dawgz, and this is Ron's Bank Shop Breakdown. We're going to go over 4 college basketball games for Sunday, January 5th, 2025. Now, if you like what you see, make sure to give this video a big thumbs up and subscribe to our channel. Don't forget to put your college basketball picks in the comments section below. And if you're looking for my best bets, the games I love the most in college hoops and other sports, you can find those at the premium picks tab at pickdawgz.com. There's also a link in the description. Alrighty, here we go. Here are the games for Sunday in college basketball. First up, we have Providence and UConn. This one's going to be 2 p.m. Eastern on NBC. Now, we took UConn on Wednesday and laid the points over DePaul, just continuing to fade DePaul in conference play, and that was a 13-point win for UConn and a cover. And UConn's on a 7-game win streak right now. Ever since that disaster non-conference tournament where Dan Hurley's bunch lost 3 in a row, UConn's now won 7. They've got Baylor, Texas, Gonzaga, Xavier, Butler, and DePaul wins along the way. So pretty impressive resume-boosting victories. 3-0 in Big East play to start, but I do think UConn is a tad overvalued right now because of that win streak, because of another cover. You look at that game against DePaul, it was, honestly, they didn't cover the number by that many points despite shooting 48% from three-point range, 14 of 29 from the perimeter, and DePaul was only 3 of 12 from 3, 25%. You would expect just those numbers alone, UConn wins that game by 20-plus points, maybe even 30-plus. But that goes to show you that, DePaul was able to score a lot of two-point field goals. They had 28 free throw attempts, 82% from the line. They only turned the ball over 9 times. So fundamentally, it really wasn't that bad of a game from DePaul. And maybe UConn, UConn takes a lot of threes and they make them at a good rate. But if those threes aren't falling at that kind of rate, I can't expect them to cover a number like this. I know Providence has really struggled recently, three losses in a row, 4 of the last 5. But they are a really good three-point defense. They're only giving up sub 30% to their opponents this year. I think Providence defense holds up enough to cover this number as the road dog. Next up, we have Canisius and Sacred Heart. This one 2 p.m. Eastern on ESPN+. Canisius is 0-13 this season, 358th in KenPom, and a lot of times I'll look at teams on big-time losing streaks or that are winless at this point in the year and look to bet on them because we can usually find really good prices, really good value with those teams, but not for me in this one. I got to go with Sacred Heart. They're similarly having a struggling start to the year, 5-8 record straight up. They're 1-1 in conference play, but for me, I think Sacred Heart's the much better team fundamentally, and I'm willing to lay this many points because the Pioneers, they have the ability to really shoot the lights out and kind of run away with this game. I mean, Sacred Heart, top 40 in three-point shooting, top 70 in free throw shooting in the country. That's dangerous against a Canisius team that we know has struggled so much defensively. You could argue the worst defense in college basketball. They give up a lot of points from the perimeter. I think Sacred Heart makes a ton of threes in this game and runs away with it. So give me Sacred Heart. I'm going to lay the points. Next up, we have Kansas and UCF. This one's going to be a 4 p.m. Eastern start time on ESPN+. I think this is a good get-right spot for Kansas and a bounce-back spot, I should say, for the Jayhawks as they lost last game against West Virginia. Yes, they've lost 3 of their last 5 games, but I still think this is one of the better teams, not only in the Big 12, but in the country. Fundamentally sound. They take care of the ball. Good defensive rebounding team, which is important against UCF. And while they've struggled in their first couple of true road games this year, I still like them in this spot. I think this is a clear letdown spot for UCF after the upset win on the road in Lubbock over Texas Tech. UCF's played well, got to give them credit, but I don't think they've been tested as much as Kansas has. They played the games at the beginning of the year against Texas A&M, FAU, Wisconsin, LSU, but outside of that, we've played a lot of home games against Cal Baptist, Tarleton, Tulsa, Jacksonville. I think when you look at Kansas, they've already played Michigan State, North Carolina, Duke, the Creighton, Missouri games on the road, their conference game against West Virginia. I think Kansas is more battle-tested. I think they're more talented, and I'm not really too worried about their game on the road. It's going to be a tough environment. I mean, UCF puts together a great home crowd. I think Kansas has enough experience here to get through it and win this game on the road. We're getting such a great price because of the recent results. Next up, we have North Texas and Memphis. This one's going to be 5 p.m. Eastern on ESPN. North Texas, I've mentioned many times, I think defense travels in college basketball, and North Texas plays the role in that because they are 42nd in the country in adjusted defensive efficiency. They've been a very strong defensive program in the last 5 years plus, but I don't love their matchup in this one. I don't think they benefit from this matchup against Memphis for a couple of reasons. First, Memphis is a great three-point shooting team. They don't take a ton of threes, but they are 9th best in the country in three-point shooting, and that could be an issue. North Texas ranked outside the top 100 in three-point defense. They've been giving up some open looks from the perimeter this year, giving up a good amount of points from three-point range as well. The other thing, the biggest factor for me in this one, North Texas, because they force so many turnovers, they are naturally a very aggressive defense. They should force plenty of them in this game, a lot of turnovers, but they're also going to take a lot of fouls, in my opinion. Memphis does an excellent job at getting to the free throw line. They score about 25% of their points from the charity stripe. That's a big problem for North Texas. If they get into foul trouble early, I don't think they're going to have enough to keep up for 40 minutes. This is a team that plays a good amount of its bench, but for me, the depth on this team is not where it needs to be, and they're also not a great offense. I mean, this is a team that turns the ball over quite a bit, not a great shooting team. There's just a lot of things going against North Texas, and add to the fact it's also a true road game in a very tough building. I can't get there with North Texas for me. Give me Memphis. I'm going to lay the points. And that's it. Those are the games for Sunday in college basketball. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe, and put those college basketball picks in the comment section below. Again, if you're looking for my best bets, you can find those at Pick Dawgz Premium. As always, this is Romanelli. Good luck.